able to formally lock out whenever we want because we have majority of the players' votes behind us. I think that for me personally, like the closer it gets to WNBA season, we're prepared to do it, to not play, but we don't want to. We want to play because we know how important it is to be on the court for a number of reasons, for the people, for the fans, for the city, but it'll be something that's really tough.
This is serious, not just talk. Breanna Stewart just said the WNBA Players Association voted to possibly go on strike. Most players agree with this decision, and they're ready to skip the whole 2025 season if they don't get what they want. This has never happened before in the league's history. This time, it's real.
Let me play Sophie.
We had a big old meeting this week.
And?
Negotiations are in process.
To get things moving?
In hopes of getting it moving, because it has not been moving at all. Both sides are kind of getting, frustrated, but I know us players are holding our ground, so it should be interesting. At the end of the day, depending on where these negotiations go, like if you give these players what they want, you're going to get all the best players. Therefore, you're going to win. Therefore, your ticket sales are going to be up. Everything's going to be up.
But that's what these negotiations are, is finding where that middle is. Yeah.
It sucks because it's like how our negotiation, how that's going. It's like we're the laughing stock of sports right now.
Sophie Cunningham is trying to make this sound like normal business talk. She says it's about getting the best players and winning games. But listen closely to her words. She says both sides are frustrated, but the players won't back down. That sounds like strike talk. Then she says something important. With a laughingstock of sports right now. That's coming from the players themselves, not the bosses. The WNBA just offered a deal that would raise the average salary from about $147,000 to possibly $1 million in 5 years. That's not a small raise. It's 7 times more money. And the players are saying it's not fair.
No, it's because the WNBA owners and NBA owners are fed up with you guys. They're fed up. I did a video yesterday evening where we found out that if certain growth markers are hit, the max players are staring at $2.4 million in 5 years. And that the average player would be staring at $1 million a year 5 years from now if these growth markers are hit. Metrics. It's crazy. It's going to get crazy.
Now things are getting real. The owners are really upset. Here's what's actually happening. The NBA has paid to keep the WNBA running for 28 years. For 28 years, the league has lost money every single year. Right when things start looking better because Caitlin Clark is bringing in huge crowds and TV viewers, the players want to strike. The new deal includes sharing money from the league for the first time ever. Players would get 50% of the money once the league grows enough. Top salaries could reach $2.4 million by year 5. But here's the problem. Stewart herself said only the top 10 to 15 players can afford to strike. That means about 130 players can't afford to miss paychecks. But they all voted yes to strike anyway.
If push comes to shove, because, like you said, you're comparing apples to oranges. The W and the NBA, like, contracts are vastly different.
Very skewed, yeah.
So it's like, the top 10, maybe 15 players can survive without a W contract.
Right.
But the rest, it's like, no, you don't want to go that much without getting paid. I feel like the PA is doing a great job of making sure that we have like the amenities and the resources. And if we don't get what we want, we will sit out. But we
There's the truth. The top 10 or maybe 15 players can survive without their WNBA paycheck, but the rest can't go that long without getting paid. She's admitting the players don't all agree. ESPN reported that even the union leaders disagree with each other. Star players like Stewart and Sabrina can make millions playing overseas or from sponsorship deals. They can handle a strike. But what about the player making the lowest salary who just got drafted? What about the older player trying to save money for when she stops playing? This isn't everyone working together. It's a few top players pulling the whole league toward danger, and everyone else is supposed to just trust them.
We don't get what we want, we'll sit. It will be the biggest PR. You know what? This is what the players don't get. you're already in a PR disaster right now. Why do you think that the NBA leaked the latest proposals, information, and metrics? Because they understand a large part of the fan base is actually on the owner's side in this. Because we're seeing how large the raises are now. And all these other perks, including, I can understand giving a player like if you're on a 10-day contract, I can understand a team putting you up in a hotel or whatever. I get that. But if you're drawing a regular salary,
every time a player says we're ready to strike or we'll sit out if we have to, fans like them less. And they don't understand why. Let's be clear about what fans see. The WNBA is known for two things. First, Caitlin Clark is the biggest star and brings in the most money by far. Second, the NBA has kept this league alive with money for almost 30 years. When regular fans hear about a raise that's 7 times bigger over 5 years, plus sharing league money, plus help paying for housing, plus better travel, and the players say it's not enough, it looks really bad. This isn't like football players fighting billionaire owners over $60 billion. This is a league that's never made a profit, threatening to shut down during their first good season. Here's what the players don't understand. They think they have power, but they're wrong about their fans. The WNBA got 3 times more fans this past season than all their old fans combined. 3 times! New fans compared to old fans. And those new fans are sports fans first. They came to watch Caitlin Clark. They came because the games got good enough to watch. They came because the stories were interesting. But they're not loyal WNBA fans yet. They won't wait around during a strike. They're basketball fans who will watch something else if there's no season. If you lose 1 game to a strike, it's a disaster. Lose a week, it's terrible. Lose a month, and the league might not recover for years, because those new fans will find other sports and might never come back. Here's what should scare the players. The NBA owners told everyone about the deal on purpose. They shared the salary numbers and all the details. That wasn't an accident. It was a smart move, because the owners know that when fans hear about million-dollar salaries and players complaining it's not enough, fans will turn against the players. Look at what's already in this deal. 50% of the money once the league grows. $2.4 million top salaries in 5 years. Better plane, travel, housing help, better maternity leave, and more marketing support. This is the best deal for players in WNBA history, not even close. But the players are focused on one thing. They see new teams paying $50 million to join the league. They see team values going up. They see the new TV deal. And they think all that money should go straight to them right now, even though the league isn't making a profit yet. That's not how business works. The money from new teams goes to current owners because they're sharing ownership. Team values are just guesses until someone actually sells. And TV deal money has to pay for running the whole league, not just player salaries. The players want to be paid like NBA players, but the WNBA doesn't make NBA money, not even close. The average NBA team makes about $300 million a year. The whole WNBA makes about $200 million total for all 12 teams. You can't pay NBA salaries with WNBA money. The math doesn't work. This is where Sophie Cunningham's comment about being the laughingstock of sports becomes really ironic. You know what makes you look foolish? Threatening to strike when someone offers you 7 times more money. Saying you're underpaid when the league has never made a profit. Demanding more money while admitting most of your teammates can't afford to strike. That's what makes you look foolish. Brianna Stewart says they don't want to sit out but will if they have to. Okay, let's think about that. You sit out and miss games. Caitlin Clark's exciting first season ends. New fans leave. Sponsors get worried. The NBA owners who've been paying your bills for 28 years might decide it's not worth it anymore. Then what? Here's what nobody wants to say. The WNBA needs the players, but the players need the WNBA more. Where else will you make $1 million a year playing professional basketball? Europe. The pay is good for stars, but there's no growth. There's no growing TV coverage. There's no way to build the kind of fame that gets you big sponsorship deals. The WNBA is the only place where you can build a career that lasts after you stop playing. The players keep saying, pay us what we're worth. Okay, let's do that. Let's pay players based on how much money they bring in. Caitlin Clark's games got 3 to 4 times more viewers than games without her. So she should make 3 to 4 times more than other stars, right? If you want market value, That's market value. But the union would never accept that because it would create huge salary differences. They want the benefits of capitalism when it helps them, but the protection of socialism when it doesn't. You can't have both. Here's my question for anyone defending the players. If your boss offered you 7 times more money, plus profit sharing once the company grows, plus better benefits, would you threaten to quit? Would you call that unfair, or would you sign it and get back to work? The players are betting that the owners will give in first. That fear of losing the Caitlin Clark excitement will force a better deal. But what if the owners don't give in? What if they say, fine, sit out, and we'll see how much power you really have when there's no season and no paycheck? This is heading toward a disaster where nobody wins. The players don't get paid, fans don't get games, the league loses its momentum, and everyone ends up worse off than if they'd just taken the amazing deal being offered. So here's what I want to know. Do you think the players are right to threaten a strike over this deal? Or are they about to make the biggest mistake in WNBA history? From where I'm sitting, this looks like union leaders who've lost touch with reality, dragging the whole league toward the edge of a cliff. Tell me in the comments.